Hello about there in Random Land. It is once again time for a little bit of third round action here in the Link to the Past Randomizer 2021 tournament. I'm Neon Tiger, and I'm joined tonight by Homemade Beer. How you doing?
Doing good, Neon Tiger. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well. We have quite the match here between Alaszun and zelgadissan. So looking forward to this. This is the first match between these two, so this will be the game one of the series, and do have a little bit of ad blocking hiccups there on the left for good old Ella, but we're getting that fixed. There we go, all set.
All set.
Yes, indeed. Love the little Thanos meme there with Zelga's avatar. But yeah, this should be a pretty good matchup between these two. Or standard hard mode as always. So we get going here. Why did Soda have a skull on it?
That's true. I did it.
It's a great question here, and let's see what we start out with. Ooh, hammer start at.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. You get we'll get two weapons here at the start because we'll get one off Uncle as well. So yeah, this is a standard start here for those who might not be aware in this tournament. The whole tournament is standard start, which means we have to go do the expected original A Link to the Past rescue of Princess Zelda from the castle dungeon. And that means, of course, we're going to fall down the Uncle hole there. And what do we get here? Oh, ooh, this is a good start.
Nice.
This is a nice start.
Already got all the pod items.
Yes, indeed. We'll see what we get here in this very second chest. It's a heart. Not the worst thing in the world, but
yeah, good to get some early health. As in this mode,
Yep.
You only get up to 14 hearts. So
absolutely, and of course, other things. Oh, let's pause real quick. There we go. Zelga gave us a nice little view there. We have crystals at Hera and Eastern Palace, and we've got the green pendant at Desert Palace.
Yeah, it looks like they've did a bit of work beating up some of the guards as well, finding out that they are not going to be dropping bombs for them. So we'll have to wait and see, either getting from a chest or getting from the rats in the back of the escape.
Yep, and just to give everyone a little bit of a recap of how these two runners got here as we pick up our key and a piece of heart in that very first chest. zelgadissan entering into the knockout bracket here had a 2-0 win over Paradox and a 2-0 win over Fear Agent, while Alaszun had a 2-0 win over Dracarys and a 2-1 win over the Boulder. So pretty strong results there from both runners here, and of course, one of them will advance to face the winner of Ninban versus Pika Pals, which we will know that actually after tonight. They are playing their game 3 right now.
Yeah, that's going on right now, isn't it? Same time as this match.
Yes, it is. But going on down and see what the hammer this will make. The hammer and a bow. This will make this super easy. And there's the map. So we were expecting a map here. But for those wondering what the hard mode pool is of items, that bow that we got from Uncle is going to be the only bow we get this game. So there's no silver arrows. We do not have any mail upgrades either, so they're going to go green mail through this game. There's a single shield. There's 2 shields, so there's a regular shield and a single upgrade to the fire shield. No mirror shield. As you mentioned, Homemade Beer, 14 hearts, so that will be a little bit of a difference in the health pool. We do have both of the mitt upgrades, of course, because we need those to get to a lot of locations. But we only have 3 sword upgrades as well. The Feather Sword, Master Sword, and Tempered will be where we max out tonight. So no Butter Sword, no Gold Sword tonight. or for the rest of the tournament. So that's about the one thing that's really going to be different here is we're going to see everybody doing either Master Sword Silverless or Tempered Sword Silverless Ganon fights.
Yeah, we've definitely seen some really good Ganon fights in this tournament so far. Just like really clean fights. It's always cool to watch how good these runners how efficiently they can take down Ganon with Master or Tempered Sword. Either way.
Yeah, and really the real difference between those two is just the number of spins that you need on the final part of the fight. Really, that's really the main difference here. With Tempered offering you about half as many spins as Master Sword. So if you can get Tempered, go for it, but we're not going to see them try and force it if they get there with Master Sword. They'll just do Master Sword Silverless, these two.
So it looks like the rats are in the variety pack, which offers a bomb on the 6th drop, I believe.
Yes, it is.
A lot of farming required to get there, but like one more kill if... Oh, maybe not. Oh, it's 2 more kills for Zelga, so deciding to leave here.
Can go ahead and skip that one right now. We'll see if Ella's just going to go ahead and make that extra farm kill and get the bombs, and we'll get these 3 chests checked out here. A big 20, a big 20, a big 20.
Very nice.
That would be nice if that showed up probably on like a slot machine, but here that's kind of it's all right. I mean, he's going to have 107 rupees going into Kakariko, but I assume Zelga will find some decent rupee pulls as well from chest or just wherever.
Yeah, pretty much the nightmare scenario there is if the gloves are in back of escape and one runner gets them and the other does not. So, but nice escape time here, either way. And finding the flippers there on Sanctuary. Yeah, and that's nice finding a tier 2 tree pool from Zelga's side, getting 4 bombs. Able to use those to go clear out most of Kakariko.
Ooh, and there's the first lift upgrade. The regular mitts, the power glove, I guess you could say, is in the Thieves' hideout in Lost Woods.
Yeah, Zelga going right back for the back of escape there, going to learn that he missed out on the 60 rupees that he will find in a second here. Getting that slot machine jackpot, as you were describing earlier. three red 20s. And yeah, it looks like Alaszun is checking Lumberjack here. So, and then zelgadissan save and quit is going straight to Eastern Palace area. So probably will clear out the dungeon and do the Sahasrahla checks afterwards. In whatever order. But yeah, it looks like Lumberjack is just dead here, half a piece of heart. So unless the Moon Pearl is on Pyramid Ledge, we're going to see Agate today.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, Zelga finding... Excuse me, got something in my throat there. But finding a hook shot and a green bottle of goo in the back of Sahasrahla's hut, which... That's nice. Those are good finds. And I'm sure Ella's probably... was probably hoping for something to make those crabs a little easier to deal with, like the hook shot.
Yeah. Yeah, they were getting a little too close for comfort there, but making it through without getting hit.
Yep, yep. Always good to see.
So yeah, it looks like while Zelga is going through Eastern Palace, not finding much so far, but just on the first check, Alaszun is going to try to cash in these flippers for a bit of value and see if there's anything on this hobo hanging out under the bridge here.
Sometimes there is, sometimes there's not.
Yeah, I think if I saw it right. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sometimes there is.
Yeah, sometimes there's something helpful, like the boots.
Yeah, nice pull there. Will make Eastern Palace much more streamlined to do as a dungeon, as it's a fairly linear dungeon. The only thing that can really help you do it faster is those boots. But of course, without a sword, you just run around and bonk into enemies and get wrecked. So until they find a sword, have to be a little careful running around Hyrule here. And looks like Zelga found a flute in the big chest of Eastern Palace. So that's very nice. Both of these runners have put off Kakariko so far. So they find a bottle and a flute is kind of the major reasons why you would do that. And it's going to pay off for both of them, but both runners, I'm not sure if they know how the other runner routes would maybe realize whether or not their opponent had also skipped it as well. So it won't actually be an advantage for either runner in this game. And finding the third item in Eastern Palace is just a big heart in the big key chest. So we'll go ahead and finish off the boss here, collect our first crystal. And guessing with that hookshot and flute, we'll likely, go clean up Kakariko and head up the mountain to see what's there, unless they find something in Kakariko that might point them elsewhere.
Yeah, that hookshot coming in handy, especially right here. Save a couple of extra transitions as you wander about through this dungeon.
Yeah, very nice. And, Zelga getting through that dark room in the north part of Eastern. That's one of what I consider one of the hardest dark rooms, because usually when you go there, you don't have very much health or anything, and the enemies can get away from you pretty easily. So makes it easy work of it getting through.
Yeah, these dark rooms in this dungeon are some of the easier ones to navigate in the game, and plus the ones on Death Mountain are also going to be easy. Most of the dark rooms in this part of the game are going to be pretty easy, so should not be too much of a challenge for any of our wonderful runners.
Yeah, it looks like Alaszun is taking the 50-50 gamble here and skipping the big key chest. And we know that's a heart; it will not hurt him, but
Right.
Wonder if this will weigh on him later as he's looking for a single go mode item. If it comes down to that, we'll have to wonder, when this pops back into his head at any point, if he gets worried about it or not. Ooh, that was really close. Alaszun has to be really careful. With only got down to 1 heart there, but was able to grab the heart out of the pot there, able to save it. So just 10 arrows on the library on Zelga's side. The boots so far are not going to come in to an advantage for item progression, just movement at this point. And now both runners have their first crystal.
Absolutely, it's going to be a welcome addition there to the number of items they've had.
Yeah, and getting 1 extra check here with these bonk rocks, which is always nice. Ooh, nice red cane there in the chicken hut. So, Nihon Tiger, where do you think we're going to find the Moon Pearl here? It looks like the only thing left for our Dark World access.
Whew, well, we're kind of also running out of locations to check at this point, too. I feel like it's got to be... My brain is telling me that it's up on the mountain, Paradox Cave.
Yeah, I can kind of see that, how the seed's playing out so far. It feels like the mountain's going to have something early as well.
It could even be in Hera as well, so that's a possibility. Because we do have access to be able to get over there with the hammer and the hook shot. You just have to take the long way, which we might see them take that anyways, since they don't have mirror. Oh, or it's...
Okay, well...
Yeah, or it's there.
Of course. Thanks, game.
It's okay. Ooh, mushroom. Ice rod. Nice.
Ice rod. So they found a red cane and an ice rod in Kakariko so far. That's interesting. But this is also one of those situations, because they put off Kakariko till so late. Well, I guess they would have had Dark World access either way, since the glove was at the forest drop down. But yeah, we'll be able to go and decide to enter the Dark World here as soon as finishing up Kakariko if they choose to. But yeah, pretty loaded too as far as money goes. Both at having Zora money available as well as being able to do multiple other checks in the game that require money after doing these Kakariko checks. Looks like Zelga cashing in this mushroom right away. For 20 bucks. Let's see where he chooses to go next here.
It's always kind of a big, important question.
Yeah, it's also interesting that finding the red cane and the mushroom in Kakariko allows the runners to fake powder before turning in that mushroom if they choose to. Zelga did not choose to in this case. But yeah, let's see what Alaszun does here. As we see a map check from Zelga's side. And looked like Mire and Swamp Palace were pendants. I think I saw Ice Palace was the red crystal.
I think so, yeah. Oh, and Alaszun is setting up the fake powder. What do we get from the magic bat? Just some bombs.
Very nice. Thanks, Mr. Bat.
Yes, yes. Always pleasant.
Yeah, Zelga making very good use of the hook shot here, which you know, makes it so the movement advantage for Alaszun isn't as great as it might have been, not having the boots this early. But the longer he puts off finding those, the more time Alaszun is going to be able to make up by dashing around here. And very nice dig game. First dig giving us a green 20 here. So. I believe this is the first time we're seeing the dam. Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah, I don't think we've seen this. We didn't really get to see too much of the south of Hyrule area here. Everyone went to Eastern Palace, or they did the fake flipper. There's the sword. Okay,
That's nice.
yeah, that's certainly going to be welcome. Yeah, indeed, there is that red crystal at Ice Palace. So you were correct on that one.
Yeah, as Alaszun is doing his hype cave check here. And we're seeing Mini Moldorum Cave for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Kind of odd to see this at 20 minutes. You don't usually see it this late. It's a fairly early check for a lot of runners.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, there's the fire rod. Okay. And bombos.
Wow.
And the shovel. Well,
okay.
Just some good stuff there.
Pretty nice Mini Moldorum Cave today. Hype Cave not being as hype, so... But I believe they found the Fire Rod, Ice Rod, and the Red Cane all on the same sphere here, so that's kind of interesting. And bombos, even.
I was going to say interesting / foreboding.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the reason I say it foreboding is we got a fairly front-loaded seed so far here. We got a lot of items, finding a lot of good things. Problem is that just means that pool of items that remains is getting depleted, and it kind of feels like, you know, we could very much end up in a go mode fetch quest here, where we're just like searching everything and doing everything to try and cover all our bases here, looking for one specific item, and there's like 40 locations to check for it all over the world.
Yeah, definitely. When you find everything up front, then the seed opens up. It's a pretty scary thing to be in a race.
Yeah,
it's your opponent knowing, like, okay, well, I hope I find it first.
Right. I kind of feel like, actually, if you're a runner and you have experience with a randomizer, what you really would prefer to go fast is a very linear seed, where it's like you get things tell you to go here if you read the seed right, and you go here and you find the next thing, and it's kind of like a scavenger hunt more than anything else. Like, it's almost like it's one big fetch quest chain with all your items, and it's not just, all right, we gave you 5 different things, now there's 6 locations you can check. They may have something, they might not have anything. Good luck.
Yeah, definitely.
Question of where the boots were. They were at Hobo, which Alaszun has checked already, and zelgadissan has not checked at all. So that is if you're wondering where the boots came from, that is the difference. A fake flipper to Hobo.
Yeah, so zelgadissan in pod now, trying to clear things out, finding, I believe that was 3 keys. I don't think the British chest had anything in here. But, you know, most of this is... The only thing that's not in logic, I guess, is the Dark Maze and the boss here. Finding that Fire Rod puts the Dark Basement area in logic, actually. So.
Because you do have those torches you can use to get through in the Turtle Room.
Right, exactly.
That's actually one of the harder dark rooms in the game. Not because of anything in particular that's like oh, there's like holes or anything like that. No, because there's 6 terror pins in there, and they move around. They do start in the same position, and then they all kind of move in one direction, and then it gets just randomized from there. And you're just trying to figure out, okay, I hope I got this right on the first try.
Yeah, Dark Turtles is pretty terrifying.
Yeah, because if you didn't, then it becomes kind of a. They don't make any sounds either, so it's kind of a. You're kind of like if you were blindfolded in the dark room, and you're just trying to feel the walls and where everything is, and it is kind of a hassle. Dark Maze is a little bit less of a hassle. I mean, the Kodongos in there that breathe fire are not fun, but but like the maze itself stays the same every time.
Yeah, especially with the medallion.
Yeah,
maze, it's a little like not as bad, I guess.
Ooh, and half magic too will help out quite a bit. That's not required, but it's a nice utility item. We are getting the Zora check.
Yeah, something interesting too that noticing also chat's pointing out is that they might not need a mirror at all on this seed.
Yep, because we have access to get up to Hera, and we don't need to necessarily go into Swamp or Mire to complete. Darn, we got that freeze at just the wrong time. Unfortunately, we got a freeze just as we were getting the Zora check.
Well, let's see if we can figure out what. Oh, he's on Quake. So.
Yep. Okay, I think that explains.
Let's say that it was probably Quake.
Yeah, I think that probably tells us what was at Zora. Which that might turn out to be pretty important. I think Zelga was counting items, and believe me, I figured out that what's left is just dungeon items.
I see. Yeah, just going for the boss here. Finish off the dungeon and move on.
So I was gonna say that looked like a death warp in the dark maze. And I assume if you were counting your items and you know, okay, I've hit my 5 items in here. I don't need anything else. There's not going to be anything of value. You know, you would and you don't have the mirror. You would just death warp back to the start.
Yeah. Pod routing without a mirror can be a little tedious. It's nice in this mode with, like you were saying earlier, not having mail upgrades allows you to die a lot easier. But the flip side to that is you die a lot easier. So.
Yes. Good news, bad news. Good news, you can die easier when you want to death warp. Bad news, you can just die easier in general.
So curious to see if Alaszun finds the mitts up here and is able to enter Turtle Rock. He might be in sword mode.
Yeah, that would be very nice, but nope. Nope, there will be no sword mode at the moment.
Yeah, nothing so far in Paradox, but you know, if you're not looking for much, it's hard to say where you think the items might end up being. So,
yeah.
But, I guess they do. No, they don't even have to access desert. Wow.
Nope. Zelga's on the Helmet Store boss though, using that little tiny hammer to tink 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 away at the big metal scary mask, and of course it's gone now. Looks like gonna stick with hammer shots here.
Yeah, getting a nice attack from Helma not shooting fireballs allows him to get up closer and hit him.
Oh, That's not a death warp that you want. that's
no.
bad.
Yeah, it was all working out really well until that last just kind of got away from it at the end there.
I was gonna save and quit for now. I think he's gonna come back later.
Yeah, it makes sense based on what you were saying, that if he was counting items, he knows that at some point he has to go beat that boss, but just why go back now when you don't need to?
Yeah, why go back now when you can try and put yourself in the go mode here? Maybe by finding something, but Alaszun is already in Tower of Hera, so we're getting a peek at what's there, and we know the small key's there. Let's set up the Hera pot here. Trying to set up the Hera pot with a trying to get that hook shot just pixel right.
Yeah, just barely off a bit, just like slightly too far away from the pot here when firing the hook shot. So.
There we go.
And gets it. So yeah, basically what, if you're a fan of zelgadissan here, you want to see him find his way to the hobo to get his boots in and have the movement able to keep the pace with Alaszun, who is slowly gaining an advantage here the longer he goes with boots, where zelgadissan does not. And yeah, I think so. Zelga found half magic in Pod Dark Hero, which is nice, but not required to beat the seed. I missed it. Was there? What did Alaszun find the items in Hera, or is there potentially an item in the basement here?
It's a good question. We know there's one on. We know there's one on. I don't think so. Maybe I think the big key is. Maybe not. I think the big key might be in the basement.
I guess we'll find out here in a second. Oh. So Zelga waiting for that arrow to drop completely, making sure that the bomb explosions doesn't get messed up by the Ancilla variable from picking up an item as it's still in the air, allowing him to just set up this Hera pot here.
Yep. So yeah, that would mean that based on the expected logic, the big key is the basement. Which means that if we didn't see an item in the small chest here that Zelga's going to drop down and check, then maybe compass might be in the big chest. Yep. Okay. Yep. We saw both of them.
Okay.
I was gonna say I was trying to think of the logic there, and I'm like, if I think I missed that one chest, but I was thinking logically, if the compass is in the big chest, then there's no reason to go get the big key.
Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, both runners doing a good job Hera potting. We'll be able to skip that coffee break room. So very nice time save there.
Yep, that's actually a pretty substantial time save for this dungeon. It's about 30 seconds or so that you have to waste waiting for the tiles to come up and do their thing, and the door finally opens after that.
Yeah, especially without a mirror here, not being able to get back to the front very easily. So both runners now tied at 2 crystals, the same ones at Eastern and Tower of Hera. It looks like Alaszun is going into Pod, where Zelga's basically cleared it out and took the unfortunate death from Helmasaur.
Yep, that's really the difference right now. That Zelga's got to also go ahead and clear out all of Eastern Death Mountain here with Paradox Cave, Spike Cave, Spiral Cave, and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting so far the way they've been routing. Seems like both runners just like kind of hate villages, you know. Doing CAC last, doing Village of Outcasts last. Which, from the way they've found progression, it, you know, actually kind of makes sense. That there's, you know, the going to Village of Outcasts, there's like a lot of kind of slower checks here, whereas you could go, they have everything they need to complete the dungeons that they're going into, so. But it is interesting. They have, you know, most of TR available without the mitts and penning a medallion. So
yeah, I also do feel like maybe Skullwoods might be the play here. We see that pretty frequently. We see Logo, like I think we're seeing Zelga go ahead and do it right now. Go to Skullwoods and then Thieves Town after that. Especially with that fire rod, you can clear that dungeon.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, TR is not available yet till we get the second upgrade for the glove, the Titan Smiths.
So where do you think those are going to show up today?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, we know they're not Nice Palace. We need them to get in Nice Palace. They're not Turtle Rock. Because you have to get into Turtle Rock. They're not Palace of Darkness. Not Misery Mire. So that really leaves us what? Desert Palace, Swamp Palace, Skullwood, Thieves Town. Out of 4 possible dungeon locations, and then just overworld stuff.
Yeah, not much left that they'll have to do once they find the mitts, assuming
Right.
the medallion requirements for TR is one of the 2 that Alaszun has here.
Right. Or assuming just in general that they find Ether at some point, or Alaszun finds Ether at some point. So Zelga hasn't went up to Zora yet to get that, if it's going to be needed.
Right. It's like Alaszun getting a little bullied by the Dongos here. But doing a good job navigating the dark maze. And yeah, as you said, zelgadissan is deciding to go take on the Moth.
So I think we're seeing a little bit of difference here in playstyle, because Ala is not doing the. It's not actually doing. Oh, gonna set the Death Warp though, but it was not counting the items maybe as closely as Zelga was, because Zelga did not even bother getting the chest there.
Yeah, chucking a bomb onto the bridge to set up a Death Warp and missing a bit, but able to set it up and get back, where Zelga doing a very good job taking down Moth here.
Very nicely job. Very minimal damage as well. That's not an easy fight to do. Now, half magic and fire rod is certainly going to help for Mothula there, but you know that room is still really tough. You've got to get those fire shots in. You've got to make sure that Moth is not on top of the spikes, which will negate the damage. And you just need to have some patience and keep an eye on where everything is moving around in that room. It's kind of intentionally disorientating by design.
Yeah, definitely not a fun room to fight a boss in, much less one that's invulnerable to the room itself.
Yeah, because you've got, not only is the boss moving around, you've got the spikes moving around, the floor itself is moving in all 4 directions, so it's kind of meant to disorient the player a little bit, to make it more difficult.
Yeah, definitely also not as common when you have only Fighter Sword coming in.
Yeah, because it's probably going to mean that you're going to use Fire Rod, but with the half magic, I think that will be easy enough to do.
So I don't think Zelga found anything in Skull Woods yet. Is that correct?
No, we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen anything of value yet.
Okay. And Alaszun taking on Helmasaur, getting the 17 required hammer hits to break the helmet. Oop, getting hit by the fireball, that's not good. One more. Oh.
Well, that's advantage has been slightly neutralized. But
yeah. Oops.
Yeah, Helma's a tough fight on that second phase. First phase is not too difficult. Oh, okay. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. There's the Titan Smiths. Skull Woods is the answer to that question.
Classic Mitz location.
So really what we need, we need a little bit of intel. We need to know what we've got for the TR entrance medallion. But yeah, we still need that second sword too.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty big deal, finding a second sword. You know, when you end up in go mode, I mean, it's 41 minutes in, but it still feels relatively early in the seed as far as the checks they've done. There's a lot of game left, and you know, you're gonna need to find a second sword to complete the game. So,
and that could be the problem here. Is that second sword can be pretty much anywhere at this point.
Yeah, and that's what gets scary about it. It's like you got to find one at some point. I see. So what Alaszun is doing was setting up the spin speed here to extend the hammer hitbox upwards, allowing him to have more range to get hits on the helmet here.
Interesting.
I was wondering, at like this fight and the previous one, saw him shooting the hooks out when he walked in the room, and that's what that was all about.
Ooh.
Oh no. Ooh, that's not good. Taking a second death to Helmasaur here. But yeah, going back in, just need to take down the boss and finish this up, get the crystal. Just to remind anyone who was not here earlier, Zelga also took a death to Helmasaur, but decided to leave after the first time and then go continue exploring. And you know, as Neon Tiger pointed out, was counting items and realizes that there is nothing actually of value on the boss besides the crystal needed to complete the game. So having the flute, hammer, and the gloves and everything else, you know, his plan is to come back here at the end after getting the rest of his crystals and going up the mountain to fight Ganon.
Yeah, it kind of becomes a question at this point. Do you attempt the hammer kill on the Helma a third time, where you just say, you know, arrows will take longer, but it's a safer option. I've died twice. This is not worth the time I've already lost on this the third time.
Yeah, definitely a good question here.
And this can be very frustrating and very tilting. There's some dungeons that you just it's such a slog to get back down to. The boss really, Ice Palace is really the best example of this. When you get killed on Cold Stare multiple times in a race, yeah,
it's a long walk back.
it's a long walk of shame back. Zelda's still going.
It looks like still attempting hammer strats here. Let's see how Alaszun is going to do on this attempt.
Gotta be a little careful here. That's 2.
I think, yeah, one more.
Standing-
Did I miss one?
One more.
2.
There we go.
There
Okay,
we go.
there we go. Pays
Very
off
nice.
there. Yeah. Yeah. Not the best hitboxes there.
Oh, and finding a sword.
Oh, yeah. That was worth going back.
Yeah, so I guess maybe zelgadissan did die in the Dark Maze without meaning to earlier, since, like you said, he did not pick up the big chest from Pod and attempted to defeat Helmsaur and actually died on his first attempt. So we'll find the last item eventually there, but knows there's one item left in Pod, I suppose, if he was counting, or miscounted.
Yeah. Now, Alaszun probably, just I think from a standpoint on the race, probably, thinks, oh, I'm so far behind because I died twice, not knowing that Zelga has also died once and bowed out of that fight as well. So, you just got to keep trucking at this point, really. Just keep trucking. And Zelga's actually doing a really nice job on the blind fight, and down blind goes. 10 arrows is the prize. But yeah, that sword could be go mode for Zelga if we don't need Ether for Turtle Rock, or if Zelga, for Alaszun. Sorry about that, I got mixed up for a moment. But yeah, it could be go mode for Alaszun because I was just talking about Zelga. But possible go mode for Alaszun if we don't need Ether for TR, or if Alaszun finds Ether at some point here. Oh, he's got to get mitts too.
Yeah, it looks like heading up to
That's right.
some woods, and we'll be able to find that in a moment here.
Right. So, yeah, if we do find that Ether somewhere in our travels, we'll kind of be in no mode. The runners won't be yet. Runners are never in no mode.
It almost feels like with the 2 medallions that they've collected that, it feels like one of those unspoken rules of rando that TR is just going to be Ether at this point.
Yeah, that seems to be the case more often than not. It feels like it's just like, hey, you did all this hard work and you might need Ether. Yeah, you need Ether. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go back down and clear some more dungeons.
Yeah, well, like we like to see, or we end up seeing a lot. It's like, oh, well, it's actually Ether, but just go check Hookshot Cave. It's right there. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Zelga's going to go to Ice Palace. This is not the bad play. One of the things to keep in mind too is that Zelga could still find a second sword upgrade. There's, there are 3 of them left. 2 of them can be acquired, and the third one will be turned into a green 20. And Zelga's gonna go check. Looks like go check Zora here. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, just checking the waterfall, skipping Zora, and I don't think he'll be checking the hobo here. Just go straight to Ice Palace.
Yeah.
So just get those quick 2 checks out of the way.
Yeah. Gonna focus on clearing dungeons first. Maybe hobo after this, but this is certainly gonna be a dungeon clear at this point because you've got everything you need to get through this dungeon really quick.
Yeah, definitely. The fighter sword is a bit annoying in Ice Palace, but
a really good point in chat from Signal C. Zelga doesn't even have Zora money yet.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
that's.
I think Zelga. I think we just saw Zelga go pick up a pot, so that might be part of the reason why.
Oh yeah, because Alaszun is pretty broke, and Alaszun does a good job taking down Moth here. Gets his 4th crystal now.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yep.
But that's actually interesting. And with the checks he's done, there's not a lot left. Not a lot of places left to find money here.
Nope. At least nothing that's kind of easily accessible. You'd have to farm it, which you could do.
Right. Yeah, that's
the game.
The worst, actually.
Right. But it is something here as Zelga's trying to set up the icebreaker glitch right now. There we go. Second try gets it.
Very nice.
Basically just extending that door. there's a little space there where the door transition is, and you just extend it so that it pushes you through the wall when you do that, and that's basically the easy way to describe all the stuff that's going on in that glitch. Ooh, there's Cannon Burner.
Interesting cane there. Yeah, very nice piece of tech that helps make routing Ice Palace a lot more smooth.
Yeah, it makes it a lot quicker, really. And that's one of the two ways you can clip right into the stairs there. The other one is using the hook shot to hook into a pixel. Kind of the same as Hera pot, but without the actual pot part. And yeah, Zelga's just going to go straight to the bottom here and take out Colts there.
Yeah, it looks like Alaszun is about to find his mitts here.
Mm-hmm. And do the walk around we saw that Zelga do earlier. And conveniently is going to use Bombos because it's cheaper, especially with half magic, to break the ice from Cold Stare and then use that fire rod.
Yeah, just nuke those guys.
You're only on Fighter Sword. You do not want to fight this on Fighter Sword. And just some bombs for good measure.
Oh, looks like Alaszun missed the bomb jump here.
Yeah. There we go. Second try.
Second try is the first try sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so finds the mitts, and let's see what Alaszun decides to do here. He might just go head up and check and know that he's in go mode with 7 hearts.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? Oh, just starting from the mountain, so it's a quick.
Yeah. Going to Ice Palace. Yep. Interesting. Oh, Zelga's going to go back and finish Pod. Get that second sword.
Yeah, so it looks like the runners are, here about to retrace each other's steps. Zelga is going to go finish up Pod, as he was in before, and Alaszun heading into Ice Palace here. So.
Yeah, so really, it's still the big difference is Hobo having those boots, Ella going earlier to check that with the fake flipper and getting the boots. Zelga is not gone there yet.
Yeah, I think he had them like 10 minutes in, right, at this point. But I think now's a good time to shout out our runners and.
Oh wait. Yeah, that's right. I think they got flippers pretty early on. That's right. So, yeah, that's been a logic check for a while now. I think Zelga's just been skipping it for routing efficiency.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you enjoy what you're seeing here, go ahead and give these runners a follow. The links are posted in chat here. Doing a very good job putting on a show for us with this race.
Absolutely, and just keep in mind, this is game 1 of this series, so there's at least one more in the series, maximum of 2, and those will be coming up throughout the weekend here on the SpeedGaming family of channels. Second sword, for those who are wondering, Zelga is about to go get that second sword with a completion of Helmasaur King fight. Both runners died at least once to that fight. Zelga hopped out. Ala kept going and eventually got it on the third try. Neither runner really deciding they wanted to use anything but hammer on that fight. Kind of slowed it down a little bit, but worked out in the end.
Yeah, they're in a pretty scary scenario here with Master Sword only and 7 hearts potential go mode. If they don't find another sword, they also don't really have any cash to buy safeties on the way up the mountain, so it'll be reliant on, I think, the one potion that Alaszun got to hopefully clear the rest of the game without any execution mistakes fighting bosses.
Yes.
Oh, I see. It looks like Chad is pointing out Alaszun got 2 potions, so might be okay.
We'll explain some of the rupee disparity as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, and there's a second sword for Zelga. As well as Crystal.
Yeah, and Alaszun dropping into Cold Snare.
Crystal number 6 for Zelga, and Ella's about to get number 5. So I think we're about to get the good word on what TR will have in store for us. Yeah.
Well, it looks like Zelga never saved the old man, so has to save and quit to his house in order to get the That's pretty funny.
Yep. It's not gonna get the old man. It's just gonna go straight to TR. So I think both runners operating like they're in go mode right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. You gotta know, and you gotta find out as soon as you can. If you are, then you know, don't waste time doing other things, right?
Yep. And Ella's going up as well. It looks like. Maybe he's going to do Thieves Town instead.
Oh yeah. Right, yeah, hasn't done Thieves Town yet.
Right. That will be the play. Yeah. So Ella doing Thieves Town. Zelga's going to go check Turtle Rock. We're going to get an idea of what the last little bit that we need to know is for this seed to be completed. If it's Bombos, then Zelga is in go mode and goes straight into Turtle Rock. If it's not, if it's Quake, Zelga's got to go to Zora and get that done. Which means
has to find cash somewhere.
Yep, got to find some couch cash somewhere. He's hoping it's Bombos. It's Bombos?
Wow. Okay.
Wow. So that means Zelga's been in go mode for quite some time, but officially now, 56 minutes in, Zelga's in go mode and has 1 dungeon left to clear. Wow.
What a weird seed.
Such a weird seed.
They just kind of were given everything in like the couple of checks that like everyone's basically gonna do, except for the myths in Skullwoods.
In theory, Zelga's been in like go mode for like 15 minutes since he popped those gloves out of Skullwoods.
Yeah, it looks like he has an extra heart. Oh, must have got in Thieves Town. Alaszun now has 8 hearts as well.
Yep. The seed is too kind. What is this? We can't have this. We can't have this tournament.
This is a scary seed to race for sure. Looks like Zelga's getting a little bit mixed up on the thing. I think he fell off the one by the front door. So.
It's okay. It happens.
Made it through eventually.
Yep. That could be. I see some discussion in chat. That could be the killer right there. Actually, if it's just imagine if the big key's on the torch in GT.
Oh yeah, that could definitely happen.
Yeah, that's so. I guess technically that would mean that if it's on the torch, then Zelga's not in go mode.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. So tentatively, it would be. That does mean we are in no mode at least. But yeah, that is the one possible solution that would make Zelga be in trouble here. And you kind of have to wonder too if maybe we were unsure about this earlier, but Zelga may be dipping out. Oh, there's the mirror.
Nice mirror.
Convenient mirror. But
yeah, it definitely makes GT routing better.
Right. You have to wonder a little bit though. Homemade beer was dipping out of pod versus actually going back in and completing it. Was that actually the right call for that on Zelga's side there? Because we know Ala went back in and took another death and got on the 3rd try, but Zelga dipped out and did other stuff. So very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder. We'll have to ask him afterwards if whether those deaths were accidental or if he, was counting items. Like what happened there with that choice?
Yeah,
like we saw, it ended up working out fine, but
right.
Yeah, it was interesting to see.
Right, because you kind of think, yeah, as far as how long it takes to clear a dungeon, going back into it, going back and doing that fight twice versus doing it once later. And so I just gotta be careful on health here too. You do not want to die at this point in TR and have to go all the way back, especially because we're skipping going outside and going back in, which means that we do not have that save point here. So
that's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah. No way to get fairies or anything.
Right. Meanwhile,
everything in here does like 4 hearts of damage, basically. So
yeah, especially with the green mail. I was making sure to mention this. The game does not tone down because you have it doesn't tone down the enemies because you have green mail and you're in the dark world. It says, okay, this is what I'm programmed to do, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And that piece of heart in the crystal roller room is very convenient refill.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, here comes the scary part here. Now, Zelga's doing Trinex, and I assume it's going to have to do laser bridge here. It doesn't have that key, so we'll have to take care of the helmet sword that's there.
The gamble on the not 2%
right
or possibility of. Well, there's a key.
Right. Yep. Okay. Just gonna check a few more things. I think it's probably looking for a sword here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're in the same room, and there it is.
Okay. There we go. That'll make this a little less scary for Zelga.
Yeah, very jetty seed here in an interesting way.
Right.
Like, you could imagine not having taken the death on Helmasaur earlier. That's what, about 2-3 minutes maybe. So could almost be entering GT by some hour.
Right. That's kind of the seed's kind of ridiculous in that regard.
But yeah, doing a good job with that tempered sword is a pretty free fight here for these runners.
So presumably, very nicely done. That's beautiful for Zelga. But yeah, well,
7 crystals down.
Yes, indeed. I think that means we should probably talk about the guessing game, right?
Yeah. So. 22 checks in Ganon's Tower to look for the big key in order to go up to the top and defeat Aghanim and then fight Ganon at the end. So get your guesses in chat. What's your favorite guess?
I usually pick 15 because it tends to be the one that I see work out the most. Who's going to be the person who says, I'm going to give this away? Yeah, I'm going to say, who's going to be the person that says 3?
3.
There we go. There we go. Now we're starting to see the 3s in chat. People looking for the boots lock. Yeah, keep in mind that Sahasrabot's GT Big Key guessing game function is broken for now, so we won't be able to give you points, but we will be able to give you love, and you do get bragging rights for the next, however long till the next race.
Yeah, 1 or 3, depending on how you round.
Right. It depends. Right now, your boots lockness is: are you hoping that Zelga wins, or are you hoping that Ala wins? It kind of comes down to it. Or are you hoping for chaos? All right, here we go. 1 and 2. 1 is a no. 2 is a no. We're gonna get that check really quick here.
Okay, here we go. About to find out.
Yep.
Is zelgadissan in Go mode?
And the answer is yes. Just a small key up there.
Yeah, so knows the boots won't be in here. Well, that's not true. They won't be up top, anyway.
Right.
The boots won't be behind Ganon. There we go.
It's not much behind Ganon, the Triforce.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Wait, we don't have the Triforce. We're not in Go mode. Alright, so number 8 here is actually where we're at.
So actually hasn't found a small key yet. Could get actually locked out before Rando Room. It's kind of weird. Would end up having to do Tile Room here.
Yeah.
Super weird scenario.
Yep.
Ah, there's the key.
All right. Yeah, that would be a weird scenario if that was the case. Because he couldn't do Tile Room either. He doesn't have any keys. You'd have to go get the boots to get the small key off the torch.
You can get to Tile Room. You cannot get to Compass Room.
Right. Great. Good call. There's the small key.
Oh. There's a secret to this room.
Hey, there we are.
If you find the small key in this room, then you know what you're going to find next.
Yes, indeed. It was number 12, by the way.
Yeah, pretty close. 15.
Yeah, so who got 12? Green Jerk, you were the first one that had 12, so congratulations.
Green Jerk.
Yes.
Very nice name. Yeah, this you know, knowing that he won't find the boots here, this climb is pretty tedious. The GT climb with no boots is not a super fun thing to do. Looks like Alaszun going for dash laser skips here and gets the first couple. Doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, we'll take the safety door.
Yeah, I was going to say he's taking the safety door. It's not a bad call to make, I think. That way, at least if you have a bad fight here. Nope.
Ooh,
and we
an
had
extra heart.
Yep. Yeah, at least if you have a bad fight here, then you're going to... Oh. He's going to go ahead and check this last chest to find the sword. Meanwhile, gauntlet time for Zelga already through the first 4 rooms on the way to Landmola's 2, which is really Landmola's 1 in this case because we haven't seen them at all.
It's true. It's the prequel, maybe.
You must fight this boss that you haven't fought yet.
Yeah, they're gonna make another episode with where you actually have to beat Desert Palace for some reason.
Yep, and Zelda going through the most satisfying room in the game part 1. Putting that. Candace Samaria to good use. And about to enter the most satisfying room in the game part number 2. Once again, taking care of the Wizrobes.
Ooh, getting knocked off there.
Yeah, and Ella having a very nice first phase of the Trinex fight. Very nicely done, getting him taken down not too quickly after. But yeah, Zelga with quite a gap here.
Yeah, Alaszun has to get all the way to Rando Room to find that big key.
Mm-hmm.
Has the 7th crystal now though, so don't think the boots make up that much time.
No, I don't think so either. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be a situation where we're going to need a couple falls here, or something terrible to happen to Zelga. He's pretty comfortably has a cushion right now, heading up GT to
yeah, definitely.
Moldorm 2 fight.
And it was convenient too finding that powder in
Yeah,
in the big key room, huh?
indeed, that's going to help out quite a bit. It's got the hook shot out, already thinking ahead to get that last chest.
Yeah, no hovers without the boots.
Yeah. Gonna skip the last chest. We don't need to see what's in there, and gonna take the time.
Yeah, it looks like Alaszun is going left first to DM's room. Let's see how far he decides to take it.
And go straight left. And here's Aga 2. It's time for some basic geometry.
Basic.
Yeah, Zelga with a really good time going right now. 109 into the Aga fight. Was that a double or a triple? I couldn't tell if the two counted. We'll see here.
I think it was 2 and 3. Yeah, 2, 3, 1.
Wow. 2, 3, 1. Nice fight from Zelga.
Nice birdie.
Very quickly. Yep. Oh, and Ala's gonna go back left. Oh, actually gonna go left. Completely left. Looks like.
Yeah, not
They're completely right. Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely like a version of Dark Magician here.
Yeah, Zelga's on pace to have one of the fastest times of the tournament. I forget who ran it, but I did see that we did have a 111 earlier in an earlier round.
Yeah, if I remember, I think Spleeby ran a time of like 106 or something after falling the
Yeah.
or walking off the edge rather.
So yeah, this is gonna be a really good fight here. He's already on to getting phase 2 done here. One cycle, both phase 1 and phase 2 on the Ganon fight as Ala's checking chests. Ooh, gotta be careful though.
Yeah, finding the fire shield in Compass Room, but that is not the big key.
Getting some unkind warps here too. Wow. And hello, SpeedGaming 3. Welcome to the end here of our match between Alaszun and zelgadissan. I'm Neon Tiger, of course, with homemade beer. It's been a pretty good race so far. Zelga's just on that Ganon fight. Did you find the arrows on Planet Zibus? And we did not.
Yeah, we didn't even find the lamp, Ganon. What are you thinking?
Nope. Ooh, I think he got the torch glitch though.
Yeah, did a good job there. It looks like Alaszun decided to go full right after Compass Room, so we'll not be finding that big key until last.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, that's just bad placement there.
Yeah.
But taking down Ganon until 12 spins total. Doing a good job with the triples and the fight in general.
And so just a couple more spins away. I think we're like 2 more away. 1 more. There we go.
Very, very nice fight there.
Very nicely done. Get those GGs in chat. Zelga's going to put a burner of a time here. We'll get that time for you officially. Yeah, it will be an official race timed out GG time for zelgadissan of a 1:11:45. Wow. That's one of the fastest that we've seen in this tournament so far.
Yeah, very nice time.
Absolutely. And it looks like Ala's going to go ahead and forfeit here. Just game 1, just a little bit of a rough game 1, but yeah, both played really well, but Zelga made a couple of, I think, routing choices that really made it tough for Ala to kind of catch up.
Yeah, it ended up definitely working out.
Yeah, you might have had a sub 110 without that Helmasaur death too. But yeah, I think we're being joined by. I think we got Zelga in here. GG. I think we'll get Ala in here in just a moment as well. So GG.
Hey, GG's. Thank you.
And we do
GG's to Alaszun.
Yep, and we do have Ala in here as well. GG Ala.
Oh, that was. I mean, it was what it was. It was kind of just an unmissable jet seed.
Yeah, that was a pretty scary seed.
Yeah, we were like trying to figure out what go mode was going to be, and we're like, okay, yeah, if it's not Bombos TR, then they're not in go mode. And it was Bombos TR, and we're just as commentators, we're just kind of like, okay, then.
Yeah, I felt not. I mean, my execution was super. Like, even for me, was super mediocre throughout most of the seed, and then So I said to him, like, I bet he doesn't have Quake. That was kind of in a bad spot, and so I was waiting for TR and be like, please just show me Quake, and I think I have a chance, and then, no. That's all right.
That's exactly what it was. It was just a jet seed with everything on the path, and I mean, after dying to Helmasaur, I was just so focused on staying directly on the crystal path that things like Quake and I also mentioned where the boots were. Felt really stupid about that. Yeah, missing all those. It's a jet seed, but at the same time, I also got really lucky that none of that mattered. Honestly, it sounds like Alaszun probably hit a better route for finding the items, and it's just that I had literally exactly what I needed and nothing more.
Yeah, I was super, super happy with my route. It just didn't quite work out. And sometimes that just happens.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good assessment of just the route. Just, it's kind of a situation where it worked, but also at the same time, it kind of was not like, for whatever reason, it was just kind of like not the most ideal, even with the boots.
I mean, I was hoping that I could find something in there that was going to be required that wasn't quite on the beaten path, since I know if it's just going to be a straight up like execution match, like I'm just going to lose. Like Zelga's execution is just better than mine. Full stop. But I mean, it is what it is. Like I sort of went down. Like I think if he's not done at about 113, I'm gonna feel like I have a really, really good chance. And then he finished it like what 111?
111.45
almost.
111.45, which is, I believe, based on what we've seen, what we've got, it's one of the fastest times of the tournament so far. So yeah, really really impressive run from you, Zelga, there.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, like I said, I feel like almost anybody at this level of the tournament could put up a time like this in this particular seed. And faster.
I mean, it sounds like we both left a good amount of time on the table. Like, I spent 5 minutes tilting to Helmasaur. You probably cost yourself about 3 minutes tilting to Helmasaur since you left. But yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the things actually I think that we wanted to ask about was the Helma fight there. We saw you guys kind of both make some different decisions on that. Was there any reason that you kept going back in there for it, or was there a reason that I think Zelga kind of hinted just after the death, just trying to stay on the crystal path and not worry about that so much?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of felt like I didn't have good options if I thought if I just tried to play super safe, I was just going to lose on pure execution, and so I was trying to cut some corners. At the same time, I was also trying to find items in places that I just wanted to not be doing what he was doing, and so at the same time, just going back to Helmasaur is such a luxury to be able to do because it's so costly to get to. And I mean, obviously, if I'd known I'd died a second time, the better play would have been to just leave at that point. But I was so close. I had him one shot from dead, and I just I think I literally mishit my hammer button and just walked into him when I thought I was about to hit him. And so I figured, you know what, I'm capable of this. And I mean, once I calmed down on attempt number 3 and just kind of said, you know what, let's just focus on staying alive. Let's just be safe and we'll be fine. And once I did that, it was fine.
And from my perspective, yeah, I was saying I just kind of felt like I needed to move on. It's just one item and probably only missing the mitts and maybe a medallion. You just kind of need to find those things. And I thought for sure when I get back to Helmasaur, I'm going to have a better sword. Maybe I'll have the boots. And I noticed as I was walking through Pod, I realized that the equipment that I came back with was 1 extra heart and Burna. So good stuff.
Very nice.
Yeah, I did not expect those mitts to show up when they did. I just thought they were going to be deeper somewhere in there just because of how open everything else was in that seed.
Yeah, we were chatting about that a little bit, asking oh, where do you think the mitts are going to be? Oh, well, they could be here, here, here. Oh, look, they're just in the big chest of Skullwoods. Nice.
Yeah, I was really expecting a mirror to go into Swamp for the mitts, and then it just never happened.
But it placed the mirror in a way where you literally could not be baited into Swamp in this seed. I think absent of literally walking by an item, it was literally impossible to go into Swamp or Desert in this seed.
Yeah, I don't think
and it might have been impossible to go into Mire as well, because the book was in GT, the mirror was in
TR.
and I don't think you can not like. I don't think. I guess hookshot can be your go mode. If you even need but even that case, that could be like, oh well, I am now in a hoverable state because Swamp Palace is nothing.
Yeah, there wasn't really anything on East Death Mountain, right? And that hookshot was in Saha.
Yeah, hookshot was in Saha, so I think that could have been your go mode. But I think other than that, like you just can't have another go mode other than Mitts in that seed. And I mean, you're gonna find that hookshot before you go up to Death Mountain anyway. Like, it's not like you're going to be like, oh, I'm really feeling the Turtle Rock dive when I can clear 6 of my 7 or I can clear 7 of my 7 dungeons right now. And even then, the hookshot wasn't even required.
Yeah, actually, we noticed too. On your final ascent to Death Mountain, Zelga, we noticed you had not saved the old man. So, what was your choice for not doing that the first time out?
I died to Helmasaur. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna make a play up here. I never checked inside Spec Rock either. I just went directly to East Death Mountain.
You missed some pretty appetizing 3 bombs, I must tell you.
Oh man, I would have appreciated that in Escape.
Man, that's right. Yeah, you didn't find a bomb in Escape.
Man, F prize packs. Especially F that prize pack on the rats in particular.
That really is the worst one, I think.
Because it's not even like, okay, here's like the other pack that you have to go late to get bombs. At least your reward is here's 8 bombs. You're set up for the early game. This one's like, here's 1 bomb. You can get your 60 rupees out of the back of Escape now. And it's just not what you want.
Yeah, as my co-com Neon Tiger pointed out, it's a nice jackpot for a slot machine to get 3 red rupees in a row, but not very good for back of Escape.
Absolutely. So I don't know if you have any other questions, Homemade Beer, before we mention that these fine 2 fine runners will be back at it on Sunday. So 2:10 p.m. Eastern is the scheduled game 2, and then if we need a game 3, it'll be at 8:10 p.m. on Sunday. So might be getting some, well, not quite back to back, but 2 games with a small break in between.
Yep. I mean, always fun to play Zelga. Super cool dude. Honestly, pound for pound, probably, if I had to pick a best rando runner, is probably the person I would name. So, not particularly expecting to win this one, especially down 1-0 already. But, I mean, it's fun. I'm happy with where I've gotten, and this will be fun.
It's definitely really kind words. I know personally this is a matchup that I feel was fated to begin with, and honestly, I kind of felt like you should win this as revenge. So I'm kind of.
I looked at the bracket and I just knew this was coming.
Yeah, for anyone with the context, we have a bit of a history of running into each other on tournaments or ladders or anything that involves 1v1s. So.
Which would explain the meme that we saw Ala have at the start. Thanos one with Zelga's avatar over Thanos' face.
Yeah, my super clean 10-second paint job, yeah.
Hey, if I could figure it out, I'm sure everyone else got it too. But yeah, thank you very much, both of you guys. Unless do we have any closing words for the moment?
Just GG's again, and thank you guys for doing the commentary and the tracking and giving us a restream. Really appreciate it.
I was saying the restreaming. That's an underappreciated job too. Thanks
Absolutely.
to everybody for getting stuff together.
Absolutely, and of course, as I popped in there, and I'll pop in there again real quick. Make sure to follow Zelga and Ala. They're 2 very skilled, very talented runners. Of course, to get this far, you gotta be pretty good. But yeah, give them a follow. Check them out. Both now and when they're not racing each other at every single possible opportunity. And of course, thanks to our tracker, Akuhaish, and of course, Homemade Beer. Thank you so much for the co-coms.
Yeah, GG's again to the runners. Thanks to everyone for putting this on, and thanks for giving us a great race. Thanks, Neon Tiger, for coming as well.
Absolutely. And of course, as always, remember someone out there loves you, and we love you too. We do have another game tonight. It will be on Speed Gaming in about an hour or so. Ganon's Gone Wild and Boyne. We'll have Fear Agent and Gamachu on the call for that. That's their game 2. So if you would like to watch some more rando action to round out your Friday night, or perhaps it's early morning Saturday where you're at, head on over to Speed Gaming, and of course make sure to follow Speed Gaming, all the Speed Gaming channels, Speed Gaming 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and of course the ALTTP Randomizer channels as well. We'll be occasionally broadcasting matches on there when we have a busy day, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let Homemade Beer finish up for you. So have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, just want to say have a good night. Thanks for watching.